Have you ever wondered what it'd be like if the Cup Series went to Sebring? If you have, this video is going to be for you. We've got 38 Cup cars ready to roll, and should be an interesting race. 58 laps, 350 kilometers, and I will go through a couple of the changes and issues that we might see throughout the race. So, your front row, Clint Bowyer, Joey Logano. We'll see if Clint can hold on to the front spot. I think he kind of out-qualified himself, but, you know, a lot of these guys are decent road racers up through here. The next car that I think has kind of out-qualified himself is Matt Benedetto, and yes, I'm going to be struggling to say his name all day long. Kyle Busch, starting a little farther back than you would expect. He's back here with the Childress cars. And, let's see, we've also got Alex Bowman. He's backed a little bit farther than I'd think. And yes, you see the 42 over there. That is not Kyle Larson. That is Justin Allgaier. He has got promoted to the Cup Series, and he will be driving the 42 in this little series until we find out who really is driving. Alright, so keys to the race. Keep it clean. Don't hit the grass under braking. Watch your fenders. And do a decent pit strategy. So 58 laps. The runs are about 13 to 17 laps. You can stretch it to 17. You want to most likely do 2:14s and 2:15s to get you to 58. We will see how they go, and hopefully have a good race on our hands. And here we go, 58 laps at Sebring with the Cup Series. A decent start as Logano's hanging on the outside of Bowyer. Into turn one, they keep it clean. It looks like everyone behind is also keeping it clean. Maybe one car off in the background. Nope, looks like everyone kept it clean through there. So, Bowyer pulls out to a 0.7 second lead over Truex. We've got Kyle Busch almost looking 3 wide back there. So they are jammed up going through this slowest corner down to about 40 miles an hour. Chase Elliott looking on the inside. William Byron. He gets the pass done. Now into the trickiest corner, and you can see why it's tricky. Blaney off in the dirt. Got a little bit of grass on entry, and he's going to slip all the way back to 15th, maybe 16th if Almirola gets around him. So Blaney struggling on this initial lap. He's going to lose multiple positions from that one mistake, and we're going to see that all day long as these guys push hard to get the speed that they need. So William Byron looking on the inside of Chase Elliott now, can't get it done. Got Bubba Wallace on the inside of Blaney. And that completes lap 1. As Clint Bowyer slowly stretches out his lead. Ross Chastain, the latest victim of the grass on entry. A little wide through the corner, pushes out into the dirt. It holds onto it, and only going to lose one spot there as he sorts himself out in front of Stenhouse. almost had a big one here starting lap 4. Kurt Busch looking on the inside of Austin Dillon's got the nose there. They come together into turn 1. They get it sorted out though. Our first major incident of the day, Kurt Busch, after that contact, feeling a tire going down, pushes wide through the final corner, tries to get low, but Ryan Newman's there, forces Newman into the pits, but then they make contact as Kurt Busch tries to get into the pits. Hard into the wall for Newman and Kurt Busch. Just started lap 7, and Truex slowly closing in on Bowyer as we get halfway through the stint. Times have fallen off from a 1:58.0 to a 2-minute 1-second lap. So tires falling off, and they've got a bit longer to go before they come into the pits. But Truex really closing in on the lead, as is Joey Logano. Okay, 10 laps complete. Once they cross the line here, we'll do a quick rundown of the field. Martin Truex's run to catch Bowyer stalled out just a bit, and he is still in second behind Bowyer. Then Joey Logano follows in third. Eric Jones in the 20 is fourth. Kevin Harvick behind him. Then we've got Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, and Tyler Reddick. Matt DiBenedetto, and finally Chase Elliott in the top 10. William Byron is in 11th. Austin Dillon holding on to 12th with Eric Almirola and Ryan Blaney behind him. And then behind them, Alex Bowman in 15th. Bubba Wallace and Jimmy Johnson follow him. Justin Allgaier in 18th. First taker on pit road, Jimmy Johnson comes into the pits. With Johnson short pitting, starting to see the pit window open up, the leader, Clint Bowyer, comes in, bringing along Kyle Busch. It looks like they are the only two to pit this lap of the top 10. So we'll see if this pays off, gets clear track, and can make up some time on fresh tires. Looks like Bowyer rejoins in a pack of cars, and that might slow him down, depending on where the other leaders come out. Kevin Harvick, Justin Allgaier, and Ryan Blaney also pit the next lap, lap 13. But to give you an indication of how much Bowyer's been held up in traffic, Kevin Harvick just a few car lengths behind him. Ono right behind him. And Joey's on a couple of lap fresher tires. So we've got a battle for the lead. And it looks like Truex still in his pit stall. Just coming out, and he has definitely lost some time to the leaders as Logano taking a look on the inside into turn 1 for the lead. So things have definitely swapped up. And we are under caution now. A little miscommunication between teams as the 41 tries to duck into the pits, and Kyle Busch gets a little contact as well from that and blows a tire and eats the wall. Harvick looking maybe 3 wide, but decides better of it. Everyone gets in line as they come down to turn 1. Little contact. Joey Logano goes out wide after contact with Clint Bowyer, and that is not good for Kevin Harvick. We've got a mess. Kevin Harvick into the wall. Looks like he's getting back going. No caution. Ross Chastain and Michael McDowell also involved in the crash. Or they were in their own crash back there. Truex goes a little dirt tracking off the corner, and a lot of action on that restart. Loose on entry, as we've seen a couple others do. Loops it around, as does Bowman, follows him in, and Bowman's backed up onto the tires. Another look at the Bowman incident. Can't get it woed down and backs it up onto the tires, and his race is over. All right, lap 27. And Clint Boyer sticking with their strategy, coming back into the pits. Even though we had some caution laps, he's going to get some fresh tires on it, and that's going to allow Keselowski to take over the lead. All right, Brad Keselowski coming into the pits now, and also bringing with him Tyler Reddick in the 8 and Joey Logano in the 22. So we'll see where they rejoin. Looks like just behind Boyer, so Boyer retains what is currently net first place, but now they're going to get jammed up behind these two lap cars. All right, a little development in this pit cycle. Christopher Bell has been able to hold off the leaders. Clint Boyer struggling to get around him right now, trying to find an opportunity to do so. This has allowed these four to bunch up massively, and it may have allowed Mark Truex Jr., who is still yet to pit, gain an advantage and take the lead. All right, here it is. Mark Truex Jr., Chase Elliott onto pit road. Austin Dillon, we'll see if he's coming down. Looks like all of these guys from the top 6 will be pitting this time. So, Clint Boyer just rounding the final turn. Where are they going to come out? And who is the leader of this race? Mark Truex Jr. still in his pit box. Boyer comes off of the final turn, and it looks like Boyer's going to retain the lead. Able to gain enough ground before getting held up. And Truex has lost out to these 4 that pit early. But they're already on lap 8 of their stint. Truex working hard, trying to get things done. Little contact between him and Logano. So almost got the pass there, but little aggressive contact and still behind the 22. This time Truex gets the nose there and gets the pass done. He's going to move up into 4th place, passing Logano into 3. All right, do a little mid-stint, mid-race rundown. Clint Boyer holding on to the lead a half a second ahead of Keselowski. Tyler Reddick about to get passed by Martin Truex Jr. And here it comes as Truex dives up the inside. No contact this time, as he is looking like he's going to be heading to the lead fairly quick. Behind those two, Joey Logano, Aric Almirola, Chase Elliott, and then in the 42, Justin Allgaier, Austin Dillon. Back behind them, 5 seconds, is Chris Buescher in the 17. 2 seconds behind him, Cole Custer. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is in 12th. Ty Dillon in 13th. William Byron in 14th. DeBenedetto in 15th. John Hunter Nemechek in the 38 is 16th, with Ryan Blaney stuck behind him. Blaney issues early on in the race and has not recovered from that. Ryan Preece in the 37 is in 18th, and Christopher Bell in the 95, a little bit of damage, he's running 19th. Rounding out the top 20 is Bubba Wallace in the 43. He is 43 seconds off the lead. Field pretty much spread out all the way across the track. Ross Chastain in the 77 is 21st. Kevin Harvick in the 422nd, we've seen him have issues, spin to the inside on that last restart, and he's stuck back in 22nd, trying to work his way back up after contact with the wall. Behind him, Michael McDowell in the 34, Jimmy Johnson, multiple pit stops for him. Not sure if it was issues or just a strange strategy. He is now back into 24th position. Daniel Suarez in the 96 is 25th. Behind him, Corey LaJoie. Brendan Gaughan in the 62 is 27th. JJ Yaley in the 54 is 28th. Timmy Hill is running 29th, minute 21 seconds off the lead. And BJ McLeod, Brennan Poole, Gwen Huff, and Reed Sorensen are your final cars, 33 of them on the lead lap. Kurt Busch 1 lap down after a little contact with, I think it was Austin Dillon, and then major contact with Ryan Newman. So he's still 1 lap down, got the free pass, and hoping for another caution. So that is your running cars, 34 of them. Bowman, Jones, Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman out of the race. And as predicted, Martin Truex Jr. to the lead with these fresh tires. He's going to make the pass on the 2. Easily gets to the inside of him. Gets it done. Then into the final corner on Bowyer, dives to the inside. And on those fresher tires, grips through those bumps and takes over the lead. So Truex Jr. looking like his strategy of 2 short stints at the end is going to pay off. We'll see what Bowyer can do once they pit. They've still got a couple of laps before they can come in and make it on 1 stop. We are inside the pit window now. 17 laps to go. It'll be 16 to go this time around. Truex Jr. a massive 7.7 second lead over Clint Bowyer. Fresh tires are paying off. Clint Bowyer back here in second. We'll see if he dives in. And he's coming to pit road. Needs to get those fresh tires and try to come back at Truex. Keselowski stays out in the 2 car, as does Reddick, Logano, Almirillo, Chase Elliott. So Clint Bowyer absolutely needs clean track in order to come back at him. We'll see where he comes out. He's in his pit stop, or pit box now. Looks like there's a bit of clean track just ahead of Ryan Blaney. So if Bowyer can get out in that, then might have a chance to make some back up. Looks like he is just going to come out maybe ahead of him, or at least be able to instantly pass him at the first corner. So Bowyer, final stop is complete, and he's got to get this pass made and put in some blazing laps to make up what is essentially a 7.5 second deficit to Martin Truex Jr. There is Keselowski, and ahead of Bowyer, he has jumped him on the pit stop. Little bit quicker pit stop. Maybe didn't need to take as much fuel as they did a lap less. Bowyer, though, actually a tiny bit longer stop in his box, so maybe an issue with the crew, and that might have cost him a chance at the win. We'll see if he can come back at the 2, and if these 2 can eventually get ahead of Truex. Lap traffic now becoming a factor as your leader passes Timmy Hill. Bowyer to the inside of the 2, and will get the pass complete to take over what could become the lead. They are currently running 1 second faster than your leader, Martin Truex Jr. Clint Bowyer is blazing fast right now. Fastest car on track, cutting through the people that have not pit and lapped cars, so multiple different groups of cars that he's got to get around. Currently 38.6 seconds behind the leader, and pit stop takes from somewhere around 35 to 40 seconds on pit lane, depending on how well you get on it and off of it. So very good chance that Bowyer could take the lead But then it's going to switch the other direction, and Truex is going to have the fresher tires coming all the way to the end. Truex still has yet to pit. As he comes around the final corner, is he going to duck in this time? No, he will not. And he is starting the 13th lap on these tires. Truex Jr. hits pit road. We've got 8 to go when he crosses the line. So, this is it. Clint Bowyer. Is he going to be able to get there? He got held up behind William Byron for a bit. Cole Custer allowed him by pretty easy. Now, can he get next to Martin Truex Jr.? And if he does, can he hold him off with 7-lap older tires? It looks like Truex Jr. already out of his box. A very quick stop and maybe fuel only. He is out way ahead of Bowyer, and we're going to have to check lap times and see if maybe he did fuel only, or maybe the 19 crew had an amazing pit stop. So 7-second difference between Truex and Bowyer, and that is about the gap that it was before the pit stops, and that's kind of frightening for Bowyer, as Truex, if he is on fresher tires, can pull away as he gets held up a little bit by Suarez. Not the best corner to try to pass. So 8 laps to go, and Bowyer can try to track down the 19, but not sure he's going to be able to do it with this big of a gap. All right, battle for position. This is Eric Almirillo in the 10, working on the 22 for 5th place. He's on fresher tires, as he was one of the late pitters, as is Chase Elliott in the 9. He's got the freshest tires of this group. This is essentially 3rd through 8th. And Chase Elliott trying to take advantage of the little checkup by Almirillo. Can't get it done. Chase Elliott was able to get by Almirillo, but then this happened. Goes wide, hits the grass, slides out, locks the brakes up, gets into the marbles, and loses the spot. So, Chase back to 7th behind Almirillo, and looking like Logano and Reddick are going to be able to hold these two off for the 4th and 5th spot. Quick rundown of the order as Truex comes to 3 to go with a 15-second lead over 2nd place Clint Bowyer. Then we got Brad Keselowski in the 2, Reddick in the 8, Joey Logano, Almirillo, Chase Elliott, and Austin Dillon. Back behind them, just coming onto the backstretch, Justin Allgaier in the 14. And 12 seconds behind him is going to be William Byron in the 24. Cole Custer behind him on fresh tires. Ryan Blaney up to 12th. Chris Buescher in the 17 is 13th. Ricky Stenhouse is 14th. Kevin Harvick has got all the way back up to 15th now. Damaged car, but making it work. And lots of fender damage on De Benedetto. He is running 16th in the 21. And Bubba Wallace, 6 seconds behind him in the 43. Ty Dillon chasing him in the 13. He is in 18th. Christopher Bell in the 95. He is 19th. And Jimmy Johnson, a rough race, couple of pit stops extra, and that's put him back to 20th place. And just starting the final lap, Martin Truex Jr. is going to take this one unless there's a massive mistake out of him. He's got a 16-second lead now over Clint Bowyer. And pit strategy is what got this done for him. Fresher tires, and not getting stuck in traffic, being one of the later ones to pit. has allowed him to just pull away from the field in the second half of the race after the caution. He was as far back as 5th place a few times, but easily taking the win in this one. Truex gonna get the win in the Sebring 350. Let's take a look back here at Clint Bowyer. He's rounding the final corner by himself. Closest battle that we have for position right now. Chase Elliott's lost his spot to Austin Dillon. And not sure he's going to be able to make it all back up in the final turn. Does not get there. Austin Dillon's going to hold on to 6th. Chase Elliott falls to 7th. Justin Allgaier in the 42. He's going to get into 9th spot. And then William Byron, 24, in 10th. Blaney trying to get past, cannot get it done on Cole Custer. Harvick's going to come home in 13th. Bubba Wallace 15th. And Benedetto 16th. Looks like actually Bubba Wallace is 17th we're showing on the standings now. So decent race, not terrible. Unfortunately, it got away from a close race at the end. The lap traffic, well, not lap traffic, but slower cars of those who hadn't pit put Bowyer behind a little bit more, but I think Truex Jr. just had the strategy to win that one pretty easy no matter what. So your top 3, Truex, Bowyer, and then Brad Keselowski. Hope you enjoyed this content, and if you'd like to see more, let me know. It's kind of fun and interesting, all dependent on how well the AI works at certain tracks, but got away with some decent racing here, and I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.